All right, well, we should go someday.
All right, welcome to the Ordinary Gentleman podcast, where we talk about stuff like video games or
Thanks.
movies. Yeah, and other stuff. UFC, that
True.
kind of stuff.
There's been no UFC. There's been a total lull.
Well, no, we got
Really?
UFC. We got
Yeah,
McGregor
I guess there's some
facing some
news. Yeah,
chub.
some developments.
It's calm
But
before the
no
storm.
Cowboy.
fights. Yeah. Sorry, go on with the intro.
Yeah, anyways, welcome to the cast. We're playing Minecraft today.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, and I guess we'll get right into it. First thing I wanted to bring up was saw the movie Knives Out. That
Oh,
movie
interesting.
is
Yeah.
so good.
Really?
It was
Yeah.
actually very good. It was
People
fire,
thought-
Khaled.
Oh, you sent me a Snapchat, right? Like before you went in.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the Ordinary Gentleman going to see it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good. Me and Joe saw it. It's
I was
kind of
thinking that it was gonna be it seemed like a gimmicky thing to me. I was like, like
Knives Out.
star-studded cast. Like I was like, all right, like they're just trying to take my money here. But you're saying it's worth it?
Yeah, they will take your money because it is good. I feel like there hasn't been movies like this in a while. I feel like everything's been a Marvel movie or some franchise, and this was kind of one. I love murder mystery kind of stuff and anything that's planned out. And over the course of the entire movie, I'm not going to spoil anything because it really keeps you just guessing the entire time. And it's been a while since a movie's gotten me in the mindset of like thinking, trying to watch everything and connect it. Oh, it was the kind of like Clue. It's like, oh, it was the maid in the pool room with the whatever. But it was actually kind of like that. And the
It's kind of like
performances.
based off that game, right?
Clue?
Yeah.
I mean, they make a couple jokes about it, but in the sense that it's a murder mystery. But yeah, it just gives you an eclectic group of characters, a good storyline. You don't know what's really going on till the very end, but you can piece it together.
Were you ever like, oh, like I know what's going on, or was it like until you find out and then you're like,
You
oh
thought,
no?
let's just say you think you have it all figured out, but there's multiple twists and turns that make you continue to like guess things.
Yeah, and it treats you pretty respectfully in the sense of there's a few things. It's not some bullshit M. Night Shyamalan. No, none of it's real or it's a dream. Something like at the end of the movie, it's just like, well, how the hell were you supposed to get that? The kind of twist where they leave no threads just to surprise you. But this makes sense. It's a story that's worked backwards. The writers obviously had, okay, this is who did it, and then we're going to work backwards to see how he did it, or she, or anyone.
Oh, you bastard!
What?
Nothing.
But
And it did get a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes, which was huge.
I'm not giving anything away with that. But
Honestly, the odds of me going to see it are kind of slim. I would,
really,
based on your recommendation, but like, I also really want to see The Lighthouse, and I haven't gotten around to seeing that yet.
What's the lighthouse?
It's about. Remember how I was describing that movie, The Witch, a few episodes ago?
Yeah.
yeah.
It's made by that guy, and it's like a crazy psychological thriller. It's black and white. It has Robert Pattinson.
It's black and white?
Yeah. So it's
Come
like,
on now. Khaled, what are we in the 1960s, brother?
I wish.
Creepers,
This
creepers.
climate. Bring me
Oh,
back.
you're right. You're right about that one, actually.
Oh, also Daniel Craig in the movie's pretty good. He puts on a southern accent.
Southern accent. I
Yeah.
remember seeing that in the previews. I was like,
I suspect foul play.
He does it
I
well, but it threw
suspect
me off.
foul
Yeah.
play.
No, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's
It catches
amusing.
you off guard at first. At first, you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but then he like kind of continues on with it, and I like accepted it later
Yeah, he
on
goes full
through the
bore.
movie.
Well, that's good news then. Another movie.
No, it was actually like really good. I would honestly like. I'm telling our viewers, I'm telling Khaled, you should go see it.
Was there any like nudity or anything exciting?
Nah, no tits, no ass, but
No,
yeah. But the thrill is enough
it'll keep you
for
guessing. You don't know. You don't know.
But I won't be guessing whether or not that they'll be asked because there's confirmed none.
There's confirmed none.
Fine.
Yeah,
Fine with that.
there's no surprise, anything like that.
Give me the beat, boy, every night.
So I wanna get lost in your rock. Okay.
I wanna get lost in your rock and roll.
Wait, is there seriously in the UFC front just nothing going on?
Yeah, so I was just about to say, the only notable thing, I mean, it's kind of good because, I mean, give the fighters a fucking break to go celebrate Thanksgiving. Crap,
That's true.
killing each other. But Thanksgiving is only an American holiday. Most of the fighters are not American.
Yeah, dude, why is that? That like throws me off guard, dude. Like Canada already celebrated Thanksgiving, and all these other countries don't even have
What is
Thanksgiving.
Canadian Thanksgiving? I've never understood that.
Yeah, I don't know. They have it. It happens earlier compared to
It's in
our
October
Thanksgiving.
sometime.
Yeah,
And they make a bigger deal out of it because we have Thanksgiving too. It's kind of like
they want to. Yeah, they're trying to compete with us. Where it's like, all right, like relax.
Canadian
Not that big of a deal.
It's not like we call it American Thanksgiving. It's just
Right.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, might as well be the same.
So what? What should go in Thanksgiving? Like, what should be like? All right, this sucks. Why is this even like part of Thanksgiving? Like food wise?
Cranberry sauce.
No. Whoa. Cranberry
say?
sauce is flames. Don't say that shit.
I like the one that's like canned, like a Jello, pretty much.
Yes. Yep. That's what we had. It was
People
fire. It
actually
was
eat
amazing.
that?
Oh, Jimmy, that.
What were you saying, Joe?
Give me that beat, boy. So I want to
yeah,
get
no, I like
lost.
badass shit.
No, I would honestly say, honestly, people were saying like turkey should go. I don't necessarily agree, but like I kind of agree.
Beans?
How do you get rid of turkey?
Well, I don't know. People were like with it. Like, I mean, I guess turkey gets
People
dry
wanna
as hell. That's
stop
why you got to go for the
celebrating
dark meat.
Thanksgiving. Yeah, people want to start celebrating Thanksgiving. Want to stop altogether, like the SJWs. They call it
Yeah.
Thanks-taking because
Oh,
we took the
please.
land from the Indians and.
Oh God, dude.
Thanks, taken. Oh,
There's a whole uproar against
Yeah.
colonialism, I think, happening.
well, I think the message that, yeah, it's a terrible history of Christopher Columbus, but we turned it into Thanksgiving. So now at least there's some positive.
I mean, can you really, with stuff like that, it's like, think of how many times shit happened. Like, that, it's the history of the fucking world. Like, people get conquered and taken over. It's called Darwinism, you ever heard of it? Just like, someone shows up and their guns are bigger and they just take all their shit.
Yeah.
Sorry about it.
I'm about to freaking die. Fuck.
Now we're podcasting in fancy new mics.
Oh, yeah. The Ordinary
No!
Gentleman Squad had
Oh no.
anonymous donor.
Dude. I'm really out here struggling.
Dude, I'm hearing, do you guys, Apple has this new commercial where they play the alarm
Oh
sound.
my God, dude. I'm spawn. Sorry, Khaled. But I'm spawn. Why am I spawning in your house?
You slept in my bed.
Can I change that somehow?
Yeah, you have to sleep in your bed.
Okay. Can we all sleep right now? Or no?
Yeah, I'm running back to my house. I think,
Alright. Oro, can you sleep as well?
Okay, I'll run back. What are you saying,
Thank you.
Khaled?
Oh, yeah. Apple has this new commercial that I just heard playing upstairs, and it has the iPhone alarm sound like loud as fuck at the beginning. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the ringing.
No.
Wake up
But
alarm.
that's kind of like a very, I feel like, really smart advertising thing.
Yeah, it's but like
It's very annoying, though.
it's like that sound is now like associated with some super negative emotions for me.
Waking up for
Like,
Best Buy.
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
exactly. It was more like, I mean, it harkens all the way back to school. Best Buy is like
Mm-hmm.
whatever, like
Mm-hmm.
just anything that you need to get up for. Like,
Yeah.
first of all,
Nah,
if
I'm
you're
dumb
setting an
for it.
alarm, like it's waking you up, which is always it's never good to be woken up, not naturally.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I don't know, the
I'm
sound is just
100% with all that. No, I agree with you. It's all negative emotion here as well.
yeah. So whatever. So that's happening. Apple, if you're listening, cut that out. But yeah. So with UFC, the latest and greatest news is that Conor McGregor is signed to fight Donald Cerrone. I think pretty soon. I think it's like January 22nd or something, which is kind of crazy. Or, no, it can't be that. Let me look it up.
It's after New Year's.
Yes, but they only
Kind of
signed
blows.
recently, and usually it's like pretty.
A lot longer. There were actually
Dude.
some pretty big upsets in college football this past weekend as well.
Yeah.
Alabama losing, which was pretty insane.
January 18th. Holy fuck! Because their training camps are usually 6 weeks, like 6 to 8 weeks. So that's like,
Training camps? You mean getting ready for a fight?
yeah. They're always training, but like the like real intense training is like 6 to 8 weeks before the fight.
Damn.
All right,
What does that
I'm
regimen
getting
look like?
in bed right now.
Sparring mixed with, I don't really know like too much. It varies. Like people have different theories and philosophies on it. But sparring is a big part of it. Probably the biggest part, just like
Mm-hmm.
fight simulation. But then it's like how hard do you want to spar? Like, because you also have to manage your injuries. You don't want to get injured.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be smart. Um,
Do they do specialized kind of training for, let's say, I mean, a fighter, you know their specialty, ground game. Like, how would Conor McGregor or someone try to train? Yeah, how does someone even train against someone that has the complete opposite style as them?
complete opposite what?
Fighting style. Just if it's ground game, one guy, the other guy's stand
You
and
just
bang.
drill what they're good at. Like, and you just think of the situations that the fight would go to, and you just drill that. Like, so this fight will be, so McGregor's like a stand and bang type fighter. Um,
Yeah.
really good boxer. Cerrone is um, also a striker, but he does more like kicks, and I think he probably has better jiu-jitsu than Connor.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Connor did a lot of training for ground, like he would have done a lot of ground training for his fight against Khabib.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so he's definitely like no slouch on the ground, but it's like
Yeah, not against the
when
guy who
someone is
wrestles
like,
bears.
yeah, when someone is really good, it's like you can train as much as you want, but like at a certain point, they're just gonna do what they want to do. Um, so it'll be interesting. I would put my money on a McGregor knockout. Um, Cerrone lost to Masvidal via TKO.
Oh, really?
And Masvidal was obviously the winner of the
Mm.
BMF belt just recently. That was actually when I first started like loving Masvidal. I was like, oh shit, this guy's hype, because the fight was in Denver, and that's where Cerrone's from,
Yeah.
and Masvidal just kind of like fucked him up. And was
Mm-hmm.
like wicked hype after the fight, like what? Not like in a mean way, but just like to the crowd because they were all booing him. Um,
Yeah, it always sucks for
and
them.
then after that, he fought Darren Till, who do you remember? Um, J Money, the fucking Darren Till.
Yes. Yep. Savage.
He, yeah, Masvidal fucking smoked him, knocked him out cold in London, and he's from London. and then
Oof.
um,
TOG.
Hills from London. And then what's his fight after that? But anyways, what the point I was trying to make was that Cerrone has always had, like, when Cerrone loses, it's because someone's better than him on the feet usually. And when he wins, it's
Interesting.
because he can, like, someone's not good enough to close the distance on the feet, and he can just, like, kick them and, like, maybe take them down or, like, sort of grind it out. Uh, we'll see, but I would definitely throw my money on McGregor there. I'd love to see the odds. I'm not
Yeah,
a
I
betting
mean,
man, but
when's the last when's the last time when was McGregor's last win? I feel like the last two things he's done is he's lost, right? It was the boxing match against Floyd Mayweather, and
hmm
then it was Khabib, right?
yeah, that is very true.
And that
Yeah,
was,
he
I mean,
hasn't. I don't even know
they
when.
don't do it very often, so that's how many years?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's something that's always like brought up when people are because McGregor. A lot of people. I mean, people love McGregor, but as he's lost, like all the haters have sort of come out of the closet because there's haters the whole time, but like when someone's killing it, it's hard to hate. But then the second you lose, it's like the haters just like fucking
yeah. Why
flourish.
keep? Yeah, well, I
Just
mean,
swarm like
seriously,
bees.
what's? I mean, you can bet on anything, and people are gonna bet if he does something. But how do you make it a huge match after? Okay, he's not undefeated. He's lost the last two things he's done. It's not an incredible thing, and what he's going to be set up for another $500 million fight or something.
Whoa, not that much.
I mean, what was the last one? 300 million. What was?
Well, yeah, that was a special case. With like a UFC fight, he would make I don't even know, maybe like
It's all subscription based, right?
I think so for the Khabib fight, that was a huge fight, and a lot of his losses before, like you could kind of make an excuse for him because I think he has two losses. One of them was Nate Diaz, and that loss was almost even like a win because he like handled it really well, and that was at like the peak of his stardom. So people were like, "Oh my God, this guy's like super humble," and like people were looking up to like how he handled the defeat. So it was kind of like still a win like for him as a person.
Oh yeah,
Um,
because Nate was the boss at that point.
well, Nate called him out, and it was kind of weird because McGregor was supposed to face someone else, and then that like they pulled out. So then he kind of said like he then he was like fuck it, like I'll fight Nate, which is also like a kind of like baller move to just be like I'll just fight the next guy, like because he was preparing for this other guy, Dos Anjos, and usually when a fighter pulls like like what we were just talking about when
Yeah.
how they're doing like really specific things for
Mm-hmm.
training for certain people.
Yeah.
So if the guy pulls out and they're like, "Oh, do you want to fight this other guy?" Most people would be like, "No," because they were training for the other dude. But
Mm-hmm.
like the true like fighter mentality is like, "Yeah, like I don't give a fuck. I'll fight anyone." So that was a valiant
Yeah. I
decision by
mean,
him.
yeah, and then that also helps explain away the loss.
What's up, J Money?
Hey, how are we, Callie? What are you doing here?
So I'm building a bridge just to make like riding on my horse easier because these mountains are kind of a bitch. So I'm just
Actually,
building
a
a path.
really good idea.
Um, yeah. What were we saying?
No, I
What were
was
you
just saying
saying?
that helps explain away his loss. Just the fact that he just took him on. Do you know why the guy pulled out of the? That doesn't happen very often, right? Like unless they
It
get severely
happens a
injured.
decent amount, but not like because I mean it makes sense that fighters would get hurt during training camp, but like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they can be lying, or like maybe
Mm-hmm.
they didn't want the fight in the first place, and they're like, oh, like XYZ reason, like I can't fight,
Yeah, because
and
that.
there's always yeah.
Sorry. I mean, if their record gets like if they have a shit record, they're it's done. It's donezo, right?
What's done?
Well, I mean, if they go in and they take this, I mean, the records kind of matter, right? To get
Yeah.
title fights, they're not going to give it to people who have huge amount of losses, right?
Yes, but a lot of it has to do with your like recent record.
Hmm.
Like it's It's not
Okay.
super absolute like that. So if someone's like 20-10, but they're on like a 10 fight win streak, so then they might be like, okay, this like one or two wins, then he might get a title shot or something.
Yeah. Basically, you just have
Um,
to. If you have a crap record, you just gotta do a crap ton of fights.
Pretty much. But so his real only like big L, and even with the Mayweather fight, it's like that was such a win-win for him because all right, you're boxing like arguably the best boxer of all time.
Mm-hmm.
No one expects you to win, and he was obviously like talking all the shit, like hyping it up, and that's just his job. So it's like fair play.
That was
But
strictly a business move, I feel like.
yeah, and like good for you. Like everyone, you can't hate on that. And he went 9 rounds with them, so like that's kind
Yeah.
of still really good. And they might do it again, I think.
Really? I mean,
Who knows?
well, I,
I forgot he went 10 rounds. That's actually insane.
I don't know.
I mean, they made so much money on that. That was the biggest one, right? The UFC he made a lot of money, but the the fight with Floyd was 300 million, right?
They brought home
Was
like
it?
100 million apiece, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't know exactly too much of why. I'm assuming it has something to do with the differences between UFC and boxing, and it also has something to do, or it has a lot to do with how many people are tuned in, which is a lot. But it
Mm-hmm.
also has something to do with like just how like the payment structure is, because the UFC is one organization that controls pretty much all of MMA.
Mm-hmm.
There's obviously other ones, but like for the most part, it's like just the UFC. Both boxing, there's like all these different organizations that. So like one heavyweight champion will have like 4 belts. Didn't we talk about this too?
Yeah, yeah, all the different types of belts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm kind of rambling on here. Just like the biggest L was Khabib because it was an MMA fight. He was talking all this shit. He was like getting like personal about like culture and like country and religion and
Yeah.
shit. So then when he took that L, and especially like via stoppage, like submission, it's like, oof.
Ooh. Yeah. Who's?
That's when his image started to get downgraded a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
People really started hating on him. Oh, and then he's done a bunch of other dumb shit though, like punching that old guy.
What?
You didn't know about that?
I think I heard about that, but yeah, I saw the chair through the bus.
Yeah, that was also dumb, but that was kind of like part of the hype, but definitely still dumb. Uh, with the old guy, so he has a whiskey brand, McGregor does, Proper 12. Um,
Yeah.
and he was like bringing it around um, Ireland or Dublin or whatever to like
Mm-hmm.
different bars, and, like giving people free shots. And this one guy's like, I don't want your like shitty like whiskey. And he like kept trying to like give it to him, and the guy was like pushing it away. There's a security cam video with no audio, but you can like just read the body language. And like he, at one point, McGregor just like reaches like over this other guy and just like snipes him in the face. It wasn't like a wicked hard punch, but he definitely got him.
It was like a
Yeah,
jab. Oh.
yeah,
Soft
it's
little
just like
jab, kind of.
yeah.
So
And I feel like McGregor could have been. Don't quote me on this, but he might have been doing a little couple of lines.
some nose candy.
Gotcha.
He knows.
He seems like a
Yeah.
nose candy kind of guy.
Oh,
Yeah, fighters usually dip into that shit.
really? I mean,
Blame him.
yeah, their life is.
Mike Tyson was a
is.
big coke guy.
Oh yeah.
He
Yeah.
used to smoke like. I heard Steve-O tell stories about Mike Tyson and doing coke, and he said that Steve-O was in a bathroom. Mike Tyson walked in, took out like a cigarette, emptied it, filled it with coke, and then smoked it.
What? So it's
What?
it's like a crack pipe then.
Yeah, it's essentially like crack is cocaine that's like just a lot different, and like
So is it?
cheaper. But
So what
like
kind of
coke,
high
you
is it
can
then if you smoke it?
probably just like a lot. Like it sets in quicker, and I mean, I can't speak from experience, so I don't really know. But I'm assuming it's much more intense, and you just like smoke it.
Jesus.
Try it.
Yeah, I mean they
Yeah,
they
no, I
live
miss Coke.
they live a different life. But
Coca-Cola, I mean.
yeah,
Yeah.
Black Friday. You guys got anything you're picking up?
Hmm.
I'm thinking about getting a blue Yeti. Actually.
Cooler.
Yep. One of those ones that the ice can't melt. It stays in there for a while. Put a lot of
Bear-proof.
things in there, all my beer, all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, you were How was you're working Black Friday, right, at Best Buy?
It was. Had to go in midnight. Old tradition. Annual.
Yeah.
Never look forward to it.
Take a few shots down before the rampage.
Yep. You get to see the cream of the crop of humanity.
Humanity at their best, man.
But yeah, I mean, for the most part, you can't really control much. People are just fucking flying around. A lot of people in the registers. A lot of people just sort of floating around. A lot of quick questions. Not much like explanations to be given, which is my least favorite part, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the thing that sucks is just getting up. Or staying up. Or whatever.
Yeah. It's you don't know the difference because you got up and you. Whoa! What is going on?
Is that me?
Put it on there.
Yeah, that's definitely you.
Sorry, guys. My cat was hitting my Yeti microphone right here. He was like clawing it. I had to throw him over my head.
You can also mute the mic by hitting the button. So if you move it around, just hit the mute button.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
okay. All right, I'm muting up.
Okay.
He's the, how's a cat? What color is he?
He is Oreo colored, so he's black and white.
Same. Good shit.
Yeah, he's from the 60s.
So he's white on the inside and black on the outside.
Ice cream paint job.
Yep.
Cream on the inside.
That's an all-time classic.
What
Oreo,
else?
what were the other topics you had?
Cole Haan is having a good sale on shoes. If anyone wants to,
Oh, really?
get some nice quality
What's the
shoes.
deal?
Cole Haan, good shoes. Sponsor us.
Please, we need a sponsor for our next podcast because we are going big
Mm-hmm. You're gonna want to get in
early.
Yeah.
before we blow up. We act like we don't know anyone.
I wish there was some games to talk about. Did I talk about
Last of Us
Pokemon?
2.
That's a little far away. Talk about that, but yeah. I mean, there's nothing really new on that front. It's coming out. I don't even know when is it coming out, Joe?
5/26.
Yeah, so that's a bit far away. First game was
That's
good.
far as fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is. I just
But,
saw it. I just saw it on the market though, and it got me excited.
yeah. I can't
That,
talk
like,
about.
Wait,
what?
is that like Left 4 Dead?
No. It's
The multiplayer. I mean, I don't know much about the story, Aura might, but the multiplayer is so much fun, dude.
yeah.
It's
There's
like-
no multiplayer in the
Last
second
of
one.
Us?
Yes.
What is the premise?
Wait, Aura, did you say there's no multiplayer for Last of Us 2?
There's no multiplayer for Last of Us 2. But
What
Cal-
makes you say that?
they said there's no multiplayer. It's just the single player.
That's sickening to me.
Yeah, the first Last of Us had a good little multiplayer component, but Cal, in terms of story, the premise is so Joel's the antagonist or the protagonist. You know, yeah, protagonist of the first one. It's Joel and Ellie. It's this older guy and then younger girl.
Fun fact, if
And-
you combine those names, you get jelly.
Ooh.
Oh.
Hey, dang.
I don't know if they were
Oh
thinking
wow.
about that. Continue.
Yeah, they were inseparable. But no, basically they're in a world, an outbreak happens, kind
In
of
a world.
in a world
Where an outbreak happens.
where an outbreak happens, there's two brothers. I'm kidding.
Oh, they're guys?
No. I was just bringing up Rick and Morty.
Oh.
Yeah, jeez. That's racist.
Oh,
but-
shit, I need to,
Anyways, there's an outbreak, and have you ever seen Planet Earth, Khaled?
yes.
Okay, so in Planet Earth, you know the ant that has the fungus grow out of his head?
Oh, yeah.
So they have that kind of outbreak, and how it takes over the mind, and the person's still, I guess, alive. No, it's dead, but it's kind of a zombie-like thing, and it's controlled by the fungus. That's what happens to the world, and most people are not immune to it, and they turn into clickers, which are the zombie things if they're bitten. And it's a really good story between the character of Joel and Ellie, and how they form a bond. And the cinematics for it was originally a PS3 game, so it was so good. It was probably the best in the generation, and they remade it. They remastered it for the PS4. It's a really, really good story. I would say you'd point to it if you wanted a cinematic story in a game. You'd say go play Last of Us, because it's that good and it's emotional. Dude, if you play it, it will stick with you because it's an amazing experience.
Please. Do I look like an emotional guy to you?
Did you cry?
You
Yeah.
obviously never played it because it has moments in it where it's just...
I'm
I mean-
kidding. I'm very emotional. Stop.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No, but there's moments in it where you're sad, and then there's moments where it's just, I don't know if you've ever played a game where the music kicks in and then you have to do something like it goes into like a cinematic part where you're just, I don't know if it's like Call of Duty, you're just killing a bunch of people and running to a chopper or something. Yeah. And it has those moments
Not
where
today!
it wraps you up in the story, and you're like, yeah. It's that kind of thing.
No.
Yeah, so the second one's going to be centered on Ellie, which was the girl from the first one, and...
I have this thing where I'd never play a video game with a female protagonist.
Yeah, well, you should play... You should play the first one. It was actually... Yeah, it was a PS Plus game like 2 months ago or something. Or last month. But yeah, big recommendation there. Although I did want to talk about...
Dude, they should sponsor us, and then we play the game, and then...
For like $500,000 a piece, though.
Yeah. Maybe just we split one lump sum, give them a deal, and we just split that amongst ourselves.
Yes, great idea.
Yeah, we play it, and then we tell the world about it, you know?
Yeah. And we just disclosed that we were paid $500,000.
No,
Yes.
that would be private. But they'll have to make it some different number since we just said that, so maybe like $1 million.
Yeah. Well, it has to be more.
I mean, round up to 2, you might as well.
No, but what I did want to talk about was Pokemon. I don't think I talked about it last time, but the new Pokemon came out on the Switch, and I would say it's kind of underwhelming. I would say it's underwhelming.
Oh, jeez.
And there's a lot of reviews out there from IGN, GameSpot, and they're giving it good reviews. And
Fuck
it's, I don't know. It's,
IGN.
yeah, strong opinion there, but I just don't get it because
That's your opinion.
it's been the most stagnant game ever. It's the same formula, which is fine, right? But you'd think they would. It's a trillion-dollar franchise. It's made so much money.
Trillion?
I think it hit the. I
Yeah,
think
a trillion?
I don't know. I need to look.
How much is the U.S. GDP?
Maybe it's not trillion. I don't know.
Yeah.
It
Could be. I mean, it's been around for a long time. It's kind of like all of like fucking Asia is like obsessed with it.
Well, no, dude, and this is the first year it's been on Game Boy consoles, and it's always been Game Freak, and Game Freak's the studio that makes Pokemon, and it's been the slowest evolving franchise ever. And this time they went to the Switch, so it's the first time that's been on a home console, and the graphics are, I mean, it's barely above a DS game. No,
What is
a
the
little
walking
bit.
around like? Are you 2D?
No, you're 3D. You're 3D. You're walking around in a world, but it's very linear. It has an area called the Wild Zone
Like
that
the
you can run
wilderness?
around in, but the pop in and all that kind of stuff is just really bad. The core gameplay is good because it's
What do you mean the
Pokemon.
pop in? Like
I mean,
the things coming out of the like the grass to get you?
yeah, just so now it shows Pokemon in the world, in the wild area. Well, it was wild area, not wild zone. Uh, but in the wild area, it shows 3D model Pokemon, but they pop in like 2 feet ahead of you. So it kind of, it's the first game where I'm like, wow, I really noticed this pop in.
Hmm.
I didn't think those things would annoy me, but it's just kind of the game. The games are so successful. You think they could put a little bit more behind it, and it just feels kind of unfinished. They don't have, so every Pokemon game up to this point has had what they call a national dex, which is just every single Pokemon from the beginning, just keep adding. And in this one, they axed that, so it doesn't have all the Pokemon, or at least you can't get all the Pokemon in this game. They halved it, so there's like half that you could possibly obtain in this game. They didn't update any 3D models for the Switch. They used what they had from the 3DS models. It just seems a little
You're
lazy.
telling me
Maybe
that
it's
they took away Pokemon.
Yeah, dude, that was one of my favorite parts.
Why would they do that? Because they didn't want to like.
because they said it was too many, and that they, I mean, their original thing. So people were really mad about this. Their original thing was, hey, we needed to really make these new models good, and we just don't have the
Focused.
resources. Yeah, but they literally reused the assets from the DS games and just reformatted them and kind of remastered them a little bit. So that was
I know
really
what
the
they're
case.
doing. They're gonna come up with like the next one that's gonna have like the rest of them or like some more. So now you're gonna like the people who are into it are gonna buy like 4 games instead of one.
Yeah, just keep making the. Yeah. Oh, so anyways, I got the number. So I think it's they said 92 billion. The franchise has made 92 billion.
Okay, well that's a
Dude.
fucking long way from a trillion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But that's a shit ton of money.
It's a
maybe
lot.
yeah. Maybe I Pinocchio'd it a little bit, but still, that's a lot.
Straight
That's a ton.
butchered that. No, that's a lot.
I really messed that up. No, but still, you think with that kind of success that they would make it better. But
Yeah, I would think that. Ooh, I found a village.
oh, by the way, I went on a Rick and Morty binge over Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
God, that show
So
is
good.
incredible. That show is
I need to.
absolutely
Okay, I
incredible.
haven't watched. I've only watched the first 2.
I I've only seen the first of season 4 still. I was rewatching older ones,
Oh,
and
gotcha.
the continuity in that is so good. You know what I'm talking about with the way they reference everything.
Uh, what do you mean?
They just keep building on the lore, and then they're really good about keeping that lore in following episodes. For instance, Meeseeks, like Meeseeks are introduced, and they're in later episodes. You see them in the background,
Yeah, yeah.
or they're just really good about that, and it builds on a story. And but it's
There's
just
also an interesting thing with like whenever he like because they film it like one of the guys gets drunk, right? For certain parts.
oh, Justin Roiland. So Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon are the two. that really made it happen. And Justin Roiland does the voice for Rick and Morty.
Yeah. And he'll like whenever Rick has like the drool coming out of his mouth is like when Justin Roiland's drunk in real life. I thought.
Oh, really? I do
Is
know.
that a fact? That'd be cool.
Because like he's always burping and stuff.
They do get him drunk while he's recording. He takes shots. There's behind the scenes. It's pretty funny. Yeah. Do you know originally when they were? So Dan Harmon's done other stuff like Community, and he's produced other things. But during the conception of it, was Dan Harmon was friends with Justin Roiland, who does Rick and Morty, and they just always had these two. Justin Roiland always had these two voices, and Adult Swim came to Harmon and said, "Hey, do you have any animated ideas? Any animated show ideas?" And Dan went to Justin and told him, "Hey, you got any ideas?" And Justin came back with, "Well, I got these two voices that I've been working on, and I think that could work." And so they roughed up a sketch for Rick and Morty. And when they originally presented it to, I think it was the president of Adult Swim or CEO, whoever was in charge of choosing what they put on air.
He's like, this is hot trash.
No, he said he liked it. He liked Rick. And in the first iteration, it was Rick, and Morty was just a dumbass. Morty was stupid, and there was nothing redeeming about him. He's like, I love Rick, but I don't like Morty. This is going to get old. And they went back to the drawing board, and the way I guess Justin and Dan took it was, oh, crap. The exec doesn't want me, or Adult Swim doesn't want me to play the part of Morty and Rick. So we have to cast someone else for Morty. And they tried casting a bunch of people. They actually went out and had everyone record for Morty, and they showed it to him again. And again, he just came back. He's like, nope, no, it's still same problem. The Morty character's dumb character. I don't think this is gonna work with this character. It's gonna get old. And so they went back to the drawing board and made Morty a little bit more redeemable. You know what I mean? Just fighting back, having his own kind of
Like not just a complete pushover.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's true. I don't know about you, but the Morty's character is actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, I like how as time goes on, he's like started to. He almost like he's not turning into Rick, but he's like Rick is rubbing off on him like a lot. And
Yeah.
he's like smarter. He can handle like when he gets into trouble. Where I feel like if I remember correctly, some of the earliest episodes, he was just like always like. I think he would just straight up get killed, right?
Morty?
Because they did the whole like parallel universe thing where like there's a million Mortys and like one can just die and it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Are we near beds?
I'll go back.
I am.
But you know what? Another thing is that's interesting about that is the reason why you probably see that change is Dan Harmon, the way he does his stories or his story structure for most of his episodes. So the reason why I know all this is I watched a bunch of behind the scenes stuff. But the way he does story structure is he has it set up so there's like an inciting incident. There's normalcy at the start. There's a change. But anyways, at the end of it, he likes to have the characters change for like a permanent change in the character. For instance, you know that one episode where at the end of the episode he's helping this thing called fart. the psychedelic gas thing, and he's helping fart stay alive and get back to his planet. And at the end of the episode he realizes that Fart wants to kill all of humanity, everything on Earth, basically, and then Morty has to kill Fart, and it just kind of changes him because, well, he just had to kill someone and just kind of accept that. Or the episode with the jelly bean. Dude, I was watching that episode with the Mr. Jelly Bean. Do you remember that one?
Yeah. Yeah.
That one's messed up. Mr.
I really remember.
Just go with it. Just go with it. Oh my god. But yeah, that's another thing. It's just like his innocence is just going away. Burying himself.
Oh shit. Bruins won 3-1.
Ooh, nice.
Let me check the Jacket score.
Still.
Nice. Well, I think we're winding down here. So if you got anything left to say it now. Or forever hold your peace till next week.
We'll have another episode tomorrow as well, guys.
Oh, well, yeah, we'll do a special maybe.
We can tease it out. We don't have to. We could put it in the bank for a rainy day.
Pipeline, yeah.
That's true.
We're gonna do a documentary on World War II. Look forward to it.
There is one?
No, we're gonna be narrating it. We're gonna.
Oh, cool. Not totally.
Yeah, just write our own history.
For Hitler. Was Hitler World War I?
Two brothers.
Where Hitler?
Was Hitler 1 or 2?
What?
Was Hitler World War I or World War II?
Two.
Okay.
World War I was Germany as well. I mean, and World War I kind of led into World War II because Germany then had to suffer a bunch of consequences for World War I, which then led to them following a madman, which then leads back to The Dark Knight was right. That
What?
Dude, this is just the way my brain works. It makes me think of The Dark Knight. Think of the Batman with the Joker, and what I want to say Jeeves, but I know it's not Jeeves. What is Batman's butler?
Oh, that's a tough one.
It
Okay.
might be Jeeves.
Well, Batman's butler. I can just imagine someone listening to this and being like, "You kidding me right now?"
Of course, it's
Alfred.
Alfred, yeah.
Yeah. So Alfred's just when he's speaking, it's just like some people want to watch the world burn, and when you back someone up into a corner, they turn to someone who they don't fully understand, and I think that's Hitler. I think.
Tune in next week when we wonder whether Hitler was right.
Well, he obviously wasn't, so. But yes. Okay. Well, we'll see you next week, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and obviously hit us up at The Real OGs on Twitter. If you contact us, we'll get you on a cast. We'd love to play with you. Minecraft, whatever you want to play, we're down. See you next week.
We should.
Oh, yeah. Okay, next week, we'll put that at the beginning. Please, if this is the only minute you listen to. Yeah, okay. All right, see you guys next week.